lakad matatag!
Normally.
I really like Slug.
Yeah, it's a good answer to the Coddle at least, but overall, this entire
Or
draft.
Spike that he is for most other most other mid laners.
Yeah, just trying to patiently wait, and that's a good deny.
Oh!
Just gives that pressure to keep that HP low, and there we go. There's the first blood, a bit of an opportunity, an instant trade.
Lane, we can see Centaur. He is having a good time against Miero right now. Oh, Kidaru is like, well, that's gonna be painful. No Sprout.
That's gonna be a kill.
Oh! Sprout comes out.
Oh wait, where does he not have a quelling? Oh, he doesn't have a quelling. He's unable to use the quelling blade.
Unfortunately for him, did not get out in
Bit of a lead to work with as Treant just continues this harassment, and that invis rune with the rotation from the last Shrek. This should be a dead Bloodseeker in just a moment.
V2, it's like, when the fight starts, here we go. And he's gonna be just dead in 2 seconds. Oh man, Supreme. Nice rotation with the invis rune, and overall.
Though, when you have this Nature's Prophet and the Leshrac to be able to do the tower push, you're going to have to rely on things like this Coddle to try to counteract, and the Tusk going in, that initiation and opening. You don't have that mobility on the Lesh to be able to get away. Just that tower push, and they're able to use their own lockdown. That even though the counter initiation with the Death Prophet and the followed up Blood Right from Bloodseeker can certainly help, they're not able to find a pick off of it. So the snowball follow-up from Tusk onto the creeps, he's trying to get that escape, but it means that he barely escapes the illumination from the Coddle to help on out. And now the Death Prophet is left a bit alone. Of course, can't get that heal in, that illusion rune pop. Look at that early nuke damage, and they dedicate this early Death Prophet ult. And it's able to get this chip damage to try to respond to the Lesh, but it's just not enough with the Tusk with them. They need someone else to follow up, and that's exactly what the techies will do. Comes in from behind and it gets that blast off landed directly on target. And they'll even be able to follow it up with the second. The rotation's not exactly coming in from ITB. Just trying to go for some farm and map control.
Well played.
The players towards the safe lane, and this is where they can get that heal and sustain in through the Coddle to help them out.
Oh, Supreme again is in trouble.
Yeah, and just a lot of focus on this mid. They want to get that mid tower going back into this fight. Completely careless about the Death Prophet Courier. Everyone's so focused on the Blood fight instead. And that means that this Bloodseeker, even though he's had a rough start, all these low HP players, giving that mobility, this space for him to find these picks, to give him the sustain, to keep up in this fight, despite just obtaining the Maelstrom and the Phase Boots, a little bit vision. You know, just being pesky in this jungle. They're happy to use the ult to work taking this mid tower that they weren't able to initially pick on up. And they tried smoking a little bit earlier, but HellRaisers were just grouped up in the mid lane, not taking those fights. Now they'll be able to find a little bit more of a proper mid pick off. HellRaisers getting a little bit too greedy, going for that, getting that map control, just obtaining that mid tower, then play around. And yeah, they're able to try to catch this Leshrac out, just barely able to close the gap so the Tusk can land that stun.
What a blinding light.
That's the only big one they have really access to. Yeah, the blinding world light, sorry.
It's so good. It's so good he was able to use it. Oh, can he get this? Oh my god, he takes a lot of explosion, but this is a Centaur. He's got Hood, he's got Vanguard, he's got health. He's not gonna be an easy guy to bring down. And this is kind of weird, right? Oh, Immersion, he's not gonna be that hard to bring down, unfortunately.
Yeah, and now they're able to ice. They don't have anything to deal with giving minus armor on the Roshan, but they're immediately trying to reset the fight using the Centaur ult initially and having to force that BKB out because of the Bloodseeker. They're able to catch out the Tusk, take him down, and it's forcing a buyback from the Death Prophet just to be able to compete in this fight. They still want to get this Roshan, in fact doing double buybacks, able to catch out the Dark Willow. And with all that gold spent, it's going to be enough to force ITB back.
Great Illuminate from Keeper of Light. Oh, big jump by Antus.
lands to get a silence on the tree, and then they're able to follow up and find the pickoff with it. And now you can see double rotations on that outpost as they buy back to keep that fight going. Able to chip down that Bloodseeker, but just unable to finish him off. Just everyone keeping him alive, and now that Death Prophet can use that ult and sustain with the Coddle, and it's just too much magic damage, too much lockdown to slow down the team. And the Natures is just trying to rat a little bit, hasn't had vision for, but still able to find that opening. Yeah, I was expecting the Tusk to do the initiation, but the Techies is getting the stuns, the silences, the initial disables to work with. They just have the Exorcism being used to create space and allow for team fighting. That's the issue with this Death Prophet on support. It's so easy to melt down early, even with all this heavy damage. They're able to take out the Techies too, but able to get a bit of that regen to help support, and that Bloodseeker now comes in to start trying to clean things up. That Root is able to catch out as the BKB from Bloodseeker's already used, though it's not going to matter. He would actually, you know, go for those good old juicy right clicks.
Yeah, the thing about like this Death Prophet's pick by soul. Oh, think about it, that might be dead. And it does, and looks like Kidor, he's just gonna jump in himself. He gets Ethereal Blade and he's gonna lose his life as well. So it's a 1-for-1 trade, and ITB
finding success in space for this Into the Breach lineup. And I think that's going to continue being the case as this Tusk gets this beautiful initiation. The Death Prophet going on in, getting that Exorcism, try to help create that space. Both of them getting nuked down early, not tanky enough, and now they have to run, immediately dispelling to counteract that tree and ult, and getting a little bit too greedy with the mobility on these supports. They're able to at least get the minute ago.
DD ruined.
That player disadvantage, and that DD is going to be a big deal. That Tusk wants to go for it a bit, and he can freely teleport in. And they use it for a perfect initiation play. They snowball, nuke down the Natures. He has no buyback. Don't forget this model's godlike. The counteract from this Leshrac comes on in, but there's no way for Natures to buy back into this. And just all the remaining players on this Dire side are healthy, and this DP has been picked up. I'm not entirely sure how HellRaisers find success in this fight, what the win condition will be, because they're isolating, they're catching out this Coddle. He's going to melt away in just a few seconds. Taken out, immediately erased, and they're just hunting them all down. And they have to just try to spread out, fly away, unable to have any impact, and Supreme is taking full control of this game. This team's able to get everything they want. I'm sure this Bloodseeker can keep on farming, but Supreme's gonna have Roshan in his hand.
I think it was the one who took the Aghanim shard as well, so he's gonna have that ability to, you know, you do more damage, you damage people in the trees. Solo, sorry buddy. There you go. He didn't actually eat the shard. I think he might give it to a friend. I'm not a big fan of the current Nature's Prophet shard. I think it can get value out of it for the Leshrac, the Centaur, or even the Treant could use it a little bit better than him. But this is going high ground, buddy. Trevor, give me some good news.
I don't think that they'll be able to quickly reset for game 2. Hopefully they learned their lesson early, that this Coddle's going to fall off quickly. As you can see, this Bloodseeker is going to be decent in the fight. He's going to have the sustain and decent damage. But who's going to help him out? You try to E-Blade to get out of the situation, but all it takes is some nice damage. They're doing everything they can up on. Both teams going for a smoke gank.
Yeah,
this team fight outside a tower, and I feel like they need those tier 4 towers, anything to help them out. Sure, the Tusk is able to counter out the initiation early, so the Leshrac should be able to BKB, rely on things like that Bloodstone to regen, stay alive in this fight.
Another great overgrowth, and there's like Solo's gonna lose his life as well. Antar's bought back, and at this point, it's looking very over. Supreme wants to go for more blood, but he's like, you know what? Yeah, Supreme is gonna die. He has buyback, he wants to use it. But Odaker, he's the one being aggressive right now. Yotaka is being stunned up. The double edge comes out. Oh, he just activates the the Aeon disc, but so like the nullifier is available for the team right now. Looks like Inversion is going to walk away here. Objectives is the name of the game. Flip is forced out, but
enough to be able to stall this game out the
Oh.
best they can, but they find an isolated duel in the techies, going to take him out, and the rest of the team on outside their base near this outpost should be certain doom.
Does feel like it, and that V2 is going to be losing life any second, and he does. He gets solo as well. V2 does have buyback, but solo is like, you know what, guys, let's call it. It's been a tough game. Let's make it quick. Let's go for game 2, and that's what's going to happen as ITB takes game 1, despite the odds. Drow Ranger, a strong body, good stun laning the lane phase, and Tusk comes out.
He went for that just level 1 of the passive. I think that will be able to help out with them getting this form of harassment. We're now a little bit too greedy, a little bit too curious, and with that level 2 warp back, that's going to be enough to get the first blood.
That is pretty much how we thought it would go, honestly. V2 does take a bit of immersion, and as a sport, position 4, you don't, a little bit more greedy, you don't want to die, but it's okay if you die and your offlaner has a decent time. Considering the laning stage he's up against, he's having a very good time. Oh god! Screw what I said! They're having a miserable time! So he gets a lot of this HP region. 10 HP region, not bad at all. Keep him alive. And the war of attrition, Invoker is doing pretty damn well. Bottom lane, again, we're just looking at V2 level 4. And Disruptor, when you are ahead, and even the lane phase, this hero is just a beast. And he wants to get the glimpse off. I can't find. Oh dear. That's what you need with the Sunstrike. And Immersion, he's going to go for more. V2 is going to throw that with the multi-shot, but V2 is going to be able to make that alive. He does. On the skin of his teeth. Overall, though, ITB, yeah.
Is he able to force him back?
Oh, nice glimpse.
Bit of an awkward position. Interesting Observer Ward just to get the vision, to be able to catch him out. But it's still just too much bits of burst damage.
Oh, God.
Especially with that initial glimpse setup. No way for the
mid laner alive here, especially when Invoker, like we said, we have his Quas pick up, his guy, I think he's 3 points in Quas. He's got the point. He's got the living armor, so it's just very hard to bring him down. Randomize on the way, gets in around 8 minutes and a half. So Supreme, fantastic game. Otaker though, ooh, that looks dangerous. And it is actually. He gets the kill, and Kidara might be losing his life as well. Sunstrike way off the mark, but Miero, is he gonna be able to Spirit Snipe his way to victory here? It's close, and he does. And suddenly Kidara misses the Nature's Grasp. And the Antares, does lose his life next to the tower. Probably that's not bad. I mean, it is only a position 2, but we need those ultimates coming out. We already have all the Mortimer's Kiss available, but no overgrowth. They're gonna go for this kill. Miero, he's got to exit him out, but decent amount of time till it actually gives him the heal. Walks into the Sunstrike, but he is durable. He's got the raindrops, the mech, the Wraith Band, and it looks like he was gonna be getting a kill on Supreme as well. Kidaro, are you gonna be in trouble here? Mortimer's Kiss has come out, but I think he gets glimpsed back and it's cancelled. And overall, HellRaisers, double kill on Kiyotaka. I mean, at this point, it's just complete control of the game.
Which I'm sure Solo is not going to be complaining about, as it's helped accelerate him. He's got that level 7 now. They got the smoke on 2 to hunt down. They're trying to find an adjustment using the tree and root. But now the outpost, everyone can teleport in. It's almost a team fight. But that Tiny is able to get away. Even the mech from the Death Prophet from the rotation coming on in. And there's... Seeing the silence on the Snapfire. Trying... the ult's able to connect on that Invoker, though. That means the ult's able to connect. The Treant ult to try to lock down. Immersion to follow up. But this Chaos Knight going to be able to get easily cleared out and taken down. The Drow can be a pretty nice counter against it if isolated out, and it feels like HellRaisers have just run away with this. They've gotten too many picks, and there's no way for ITB to fight back.
Well, that was something, I gotta say. Decent use of Mortimer's Kisses, but kind of odd. Otaker thought that they could take that fight, especially when they lost Supreme instantly. And you really need the Invoker to throw.
They're not able to get the nuke damage.
Be careful, glimpse.
Just barely tank enough, and then the follow-up, the reinitiation, and Snowball comes in.
Oh, Supreme thrown into the kinetic field stack, Storm. But they do get the kill on Kiyotaka, so it's not that bad. Enters, dodging those globs, but I think the last one does get him. So huge victory for ITV, bring down Kiyotaka, who was, we've talked about Tusk having problems farming, but he was farmed at this point. And so is Anters being the richest support. So huge signs of life for ITB in that fight, and much needed just for the morale. But look at that.
Oh, Age is still
It's a
up
good
as
ward.
well. It's going to be a bit... If they can win this, though, then things should turn around.
They kill Antares. Looks like they might. And oh, the silence does come out, unfortunately, for the Chaos Knight Otaker. He is caught in the Stag Storm, but the cookie save from downtown gets glimpsed back. But can he actually use his armor to stay this alive? No. The solo is brought down, and now they're going to go for Mira. But Mira, that's a tanky dude here. But is he going to be tanky enough to survive? And looks like it. Those Spirit Siphons, but a dragon with a cookie is a dangerous thing. And now
Oh, that save.
Yep, it's a good snowball save on to the Black Dragon, and now they lose the immersion as well. So overall, though, not too bad for okay. ITB, they don't give this for free. Draw Ranger, she doesn't have a BK, but she would be a great target if you can get on top of her. She's out of the Hurricane Pike, though, so that's not going to be the easiest thing. And the Mantis, so she can remove the Overgrowth and then push herself out. And no, they're going for the wraparound here. But Antares, I think he spots it out.
Yeah, there's that tiny blink initial throw. Smoke all of ITB. They want to try to catch an opportunity while this Drow is actually most recently shown at the bottom tower.
Yeah, again, like I said, ITB, they're playing this really well. They gotta keep healing that top tower, though, to full. Otherwise, you know, it's gonna drop eventually. And HellRaisers going for Roche. And, oh my god, we got a big jump in by the Beastmaster.
Yeah, immediately popping both the Overgrown and the Beast Roar.
Well, Otaker, BKBs, he's gonna go for Kiyotaka, but you can't mad fight against him. The Drow Ranger just shoots him through the heart. Overgrowth as well as Roar, are you going to do to me? And the answer is probably nothing from ITB.
Yeah, now Death Prophet has the Shivas as well. There's just so much gold farmed up. Like, the stun on the Tiny's nice, but that's not going to be enough. They need to find a pick. They're going to be trying to send it on the DP, but all this damage is going to easily clear most of the illusions. One of them is going to be able to keep intact, I believe, from the Shard to do enough damage to take her out. But you still have this Drow mostly at full HP, the Tiny barely holding his life. So they'll be able to hold a bit of a defense, but they need a lot more kills than just...
He just came back! I swear he just came back!
Yeah, and he just teleported the wrong place, got picked off early. And that's going to be the opening they're going to try to use to get this high ground assault. Tusk rolling in, finds another, takes the Invoker, forces him to buy back, trying to break this through. The Beastmaster now nuked down. This Tusk is doing so well. Kiyotaka is amazing on it once again.
And looks like Otaker BKBs is going for solo, but even solo on the Disruptor is hard to bring down. That's looking very over if you ask me. And ITB, they agree. They say, you know what? We're going to tap this one out. We've taken just one too many punches to the face. And the GG is called. The series is tied 1-1. And HellRaisers, he is Yule Scepters and Nullifiers. Like I said, maybe later on Otaker can get
that first hit, so you win out in the trade even when you have to turn around and walk away. We can see Kiyotaka's doing an amazing job in this mid lane. Ember having hell of a time, and Batrider, I'm going to assume he was able to build up the stacks to have the Firefly follow up. And
he's being pushed back like crazy right now. Kiyotaka just dominating him. And especially in terms of gold, almost 1,000 gold ahead. Well, close to 800, but he's really accelerating his lead.
Yeah, and the fact that they were able to get that early pick means even this bottom lane is starting to become a bit dominant. They made sure the Luna didn't get picked off early. I think it's going to be a different situation for the Tusk, but they already obtained the first.
You know, you're generally going to Shikushi in and out, and you have to be very careful that the Batrider doesn't chase you. And Supreme, every time, look at that. He's not, I mean, both of these scripts died. Maybe he'll reach level 6. Oh, lordy! Exactly what Team Spirit is saying.
I know region 2.
Dude, and HellRaisers very happy with this lane. Like, I was thinking Batrider was going to have a better time, but Supreme's like, no, don't worry.
One of the newer items gives that base, a little bit of base damage and mana regen. Pretty helpful. But that's just going to be 1,000 gold delay for trying to get this Maelstrom to help him accelerate and farm. It's a good combo of having the silencer. But again, that took 3 people to be able to comfortably nuke down the bat. Able to get away, to create enough space, but they're going even hungry for the frags.
Oh, global.
You can see they used that ult on the Ricky, the global silence, able to free him, but at what cost? As the Ados follows up once again, this Ember getting burned down slowly.
Kiyotaka. He's just gonna be Guardian Angel. He's gonna be fine. Nexus is about to fall to finish, which means he's gonna get a massive amount of heal from his ultimate, and he does! Gets the kill on Otik with the silence, and HellRaisers, they are getting away with murder, and yeah, they definitely feel very wretched right now.
Yeah, they might have been just goofing around, I guess, in game number 1, but this series looks to be fully in their control now. Having that bottom lane taken, they're just going to have to try to stall this farm and stay competitive with these cores, and that's going to be the entire goal, to get enough gold on this Weaver as you create spaces for this lineup for him to be able to just get in these cheeky little instant nukes later on.
Oh my god.
Every single second's going to count, and Silencer can't silence his way out of it if he's just nuked out.
But Supreme is going to make it out. He even leaves the creep, even though it's got like a sliver of health. So might just go get this creep kill. It's like, you know what? I think he's going to go for it. Yeah, he just goes. And yeah, he gets 1 creep kill and moves up from last place to 9th place in terms of that. Oh god, Supreme. Yep, gets lassoed, gets killed, and they're gonna go for more. It's gonna be Kidaro losing his life, and just HellRaisers break smokes, do stuff, but yeah, it's very hard when the enemy team is sticking together and they're way ahead of you in terms of net worth, and they have an Omni, so that's a problem. However, it looks like we have a Rumble in the jungle going on over here. Global is thrown out. Can they get a kill? They're going for Soul. That's definitely the one guy you want to bring down. More kisses from downtown. They are going to bring down Soul. Can they get it for more answers? Looks like he might be losing his life. Kiyotaka is relatively heavily. So all supports are down. And the Lucent Beam comes out. Supreme turns out to safety. He's going to be fine. But Otaker not so lucky. Kiyotaka beyond goal, like 10, 0, and 3 on this Death Prophet. A way of contesting, but they might prove us wrong.
And the thing is, this is exactly what you should do. Worry about locking down the Ember. The Sapphire can't find that raw damage. It's just the stuns and the abilities to lock down. And you can see, that's the issue. If you can catch the Weaver, take him out. He's the one that needs the gold, that needs to find the damage, find that space. You can freely go for this Roche. There's no way for ITB to respond. The most valuable carry is taken out. And again, it's just a rough time for this Weaver, and he's kind of going very greedy build. He's going for the Dragon Lance and then the Beam. I think they're just going to go for the tier 3s here and try to end this game.
So you have a farmed Luna, very farmed of course, with an Aegis, with an Omnight on top of her, who has a Manta style to dispel the signs coming out from... Oh, okay, that's interesting. Going for Solo. Global comes out. Can they kill Solo? They might. And he's Solo. Alright, he's down. They trade the Supreme for it. But for now, I think he's going to have to be happy with that. They do lose Immersion. And yeah, they're killing Solo, but it is a huge investment. Immersion's buying back. Are you scared of this if you're HellRaisers? Heck no, you're not. You're going to go straight up for Kadaro as well. Alright, that's a Sleeping Dart, that's a Sleeping Luna, but Sleeping Beauty is going to wake up. And when she does, she's going to take your buildings.
Yeah, and they just saw Weaver. They know he's at the outpost. They know he's just trying to desperately farm every bit of gold, trying to get that BKB, let that Rax go, as his team just stalls for time every second he can. He finally comes in to try to assist his team, and they're going to try to regress. They've already lost the lane of Rax. They can freely leave this if they want to, but instead it's going to be the Eclipse ult, sustained from the Omni Knight, and you can see this entire core lineup is torn apart. The Weaver still alive, but what is he going to do? His team is gone. The Ricky's the only one left.
Weaver gets silenced. It's like, I mean, they're throwing sleeping darts, they're doing a little bit of damage, but it's just not doing. It's just not enough. Almost get a kill on V2, but the nice snowball by Enter saved.
Bad. They feel so good about this game. There's no BKB on the Death Prophet. She used boots and she went for a Kaya and just the spell damage. She doesn't feel like she needs the magic invulnerability, a way to dispel and deal with the global silence. They're not intimidated at all. That's another 2 down. And you can see before the Weaver even tries to get more done in this game, they have no way to fight against it. GG is called. This series is wrapped up 2-1 for HellRaisers.